Okay, these are my predictions for the Bad Batch series. Today is the 29th of April, so very early. All that we have is the trailer and one leak that I'm also going to cover, which will be point 1. So if you don't want to hear the leak, then you can skip over point 1. But yeah, before we get into that, I want to announce May 5th, 10 p.m. On my TikTok, I'm going to be going live talking about episode 1 with a account called Grandmaster Window. I don't know if you know them, but you can search them up and find out. Yeah, so May 5th, 10 p.m. UK time on my TikTok, master_2187. You can come and talk about Bad Batch episode 1 and just a bunch of Star Wars. But without further ado, we're going to get on with my very early Bad Batch predictions. Like I said, the first one is a leak, so if you don't want the Bad Batch spoiled at least a little bit, skip forward a minute or two maybe. Okay, so this is the Black Series figure for Crosshair, and it says Imperial, so this confirms to us that Crosshair does join the Empire. Now, based off what we see on the trailer where Tarkin says that the Bad Batch need to be terminated, this means that Crosshair is not going to be on the Bad Batch's side throughout the whole of this series. So my prediction is that when the Bad Batch rebel against Order 66 and everything like that, Crosshair decides to stay loyal to the Empire. I don't believe he will turn on the Bad Batch straight away. I believe he will initially rebel with them, then as they're running away or something, maybe he stays on Kamino. Say if they're running away from Kamino, he will stay loyal to the Empire because he will change his mind. However, I don't think he's just going to try and shoot the other members of Clone Force 99 or the Bad Batch as they are escaping and he's changed his mind. I just think he won't exit the planet, say whatever planet they're on, when they have to escape because they've rebelled. Now, prediction number 2 has to do with Omega, and I think that she is a clone of the Jango Fett DNA, that due to how long they've been using the same DNA, and they've had to adapt it a little bit to try and stretch out its longevity, it's ended up creating a female somehow. I think she would definitely work with the Bad Batch, definitely does not work with the Empire, not even at the first, time we see her. I think she's going to be straight rebelling with them. Now, I think she has been on Kamino for a very long time and has lots of information to do with the inhibitor chips and stuff like that, which is going to help out the Bad Batch a lot and potentially have them help remove some other clones' inhibitor chips on their path throughout the series. And I think the clones that this is going to be is Gregor and Wolf. As we know, Rex ends up with them in Star Wars Rebels. We see Rex in the trailer for the Bad Batch, so I think that is how they're going to explain how Gregor and Wolf got with Rex by the time of Rebels without any inhibitor chips. I think that is definitely very likely to happen. So that is prediction number 2. Now, prediction number 3 isn't necessarily something that is going to happen, it is something that I don't think is going to happen. I've seen a lot of people say that they think Palpatine is going to be the one that kills the Bad Batch themselves. Now, I could not disagree more. Palpatine is not going to get his hands dirty with the Bad Batch. However, I'm going to add on to this prediction something that will happen. Palpatine will send an Inquisitor to deal with the Bad Batch, but the Inquisitor fails to kill them. This gets to really show off how strong and mutated from regular clones the Bad Batch actually is, as they are able to kill an Inquisitor trying to attack them. Now, this could potentially lead to either Palpatine sending a army of stormtroopers towards them, or maybe setting Vader on them as their demise by the end of the series. I definitely don't think they're going to be alive after the Bad Batch, unless maybe they're in Kenobi, but I can't really see that happening. It could be a possibility, it could be really cool, but then even if they're in Kenobi, surely they would die via Vader anyway. So my 4th prediction will be that Darth Vader is the one that wipes out the Bad Batch by the end of this series, I will say. I don't think it will be Kenobi. So this can also show off how much more powerful Vader is than an Inquisitor if the Bad Batch manage to kill an Inquisitor and Vader slaughters the Bad Batch. I feel like we do have a lot of Vader, but his power level in terms of on-screen stuff is very hard to understand. We get a lot of comics about Vader, but not everyone has read them. I'm currently going through the 2015 ones on YouTube as audio comics. I've only listened to a few of them. I listened to Star Wars Theories, combination of Vader comics. I don't even know what year of comics that was, so I'm going through 2015 to like 2020 now, but that was relevant. Prediction number 5 is going to be about Fennec Shand. We obviously see her in the trailer, and I think that she is going to team up with the Bad Batch and help them. I think she is much like Boba Fett in the fact that she does have morals, however is like interested in money the majority of the time, so I think she will be hired by the Empire to kill the Bad Batch, but ends up teaming up with them when she finds out like their story or something maybe. I think this would be really cool to see that Fennec Shand is not just your average bounty hunter. Now, prediction number 6 is to do with the timing of where the Bad Batch takes place. I believe that it will start before Order 66, and we get to see how the Bad Batch initially react to the order being placed. I don't think it will be set like just after, like we've seen the trailer, Palpatine announce like the speech about the Galactic Empire. I think it'll be before then, and we get to see how they react to Order 66, and obviously do not follow through with it, which would be cool to see, and like especially if they have clones around them that are like following through with it and killing Jedi. 7 is going to be another thing that I don't think will happen, that a lot of people do. I do not think that we will see Grogu getting saved in the Jedi Temple or wherever he is in this series, as much as it would make sense, because the chances are it's going to be set around that time that Grogu has had to be saved, or Grogu would have to be saved, sorry, and it would be very interesting to see Grogu in this time, like now, rather than having to wait until like, I don't know, Kenobi or Mando season 3 to get a flashback or something. It would also be really cool to see an animated Grogu. I think that would be potentially a smart move by Disney, as they get another like animated character that's like quite cute as well. Everyone loves Grogu anyway. It would be smart for them to have an animated Grogu that they could like sell as merchandise or something, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that fits the story of the Bad Batch. They're not going to be the ones in the Jedi Temple running away with him. So no, I don't think Grogu is going to get saved in the Bad Batch series. I think Kenobi. And my 8th prediction is going to be about Saw Gerrera. We do see him in the trailer. I believe we're going to see the early makings of his like more extremist band of the rebellion that was like talked about in Rebels and shown in Rebels as well, which obviously led to where he was in Rogue One. I think we're going to see him go a little bit crazy as he like joins the rebellion. So we know that there is a member of the Bad Batch that enjoys a little bit of crazy, being Wrecker. I think he could be part of the like way that Saw Gerrera becomes like this, as he sees like Wrecker in action, and like I don't know, he becomes friends with him, acts like him a little bit. They like bounce off each other really well when they like join together, and like the Bad Batch works with Saw Gerrera like we see is probably going to happen, like we see in the trailer pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Now, prediction number 9 is going to do with Barriss Offee. I think that she is either going to survive by escaping or is killed. I don't believe that she's going to become an Inquisitor like what we see, but if she does, I think we're going to see Vader kill her. So my prediction is for Barriss Offee, she's either going to be executed like Ahsoka was going to be when she was framed, she's going to escape and potentially be the villain for the Ahsoka series, which I very much doubt, or she's going to become an Inquisitor and Vader kills her because Vader hates her for what she did to Ahsoka. Now, prediction number 10, the final one, is going to be when Order 66 happens, we are going to see many different Jedi getting killed or attacked by their clone troopers, to what we saw in Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars say. This could be animated ones from the comics, such as what happened with Depa Billaba and Caleb Doom, where Depa Billaba was killed to let Caleb Doom, aka Kanan Jarrus, escape. This could be a Clone Wars animated, like what happened with Cere Junda, say, Clone Wars animated what happened with Cal Kestis and Jared Powell, just like Jedi that we know, but we didn't see in live action, just get like a different perspective on when Order 66 happened to them. This could also be Jedi like Luminara Unduli, like we didn't see it exactly happen to her, we know what happened to her following it, we know that it got enacted upon her, stuff like that. So basically we see Order 66 in kind of the same way as we saw in Revenge of the Sith, with like multiple scenes across multiple planets, but with different Jedi that we've seen in other areas of Star Wars. Just to summarise that one, because I was waffling a bit. I think that'd be cool to see, because I'd really like to see the Death of Balabra and Kanan Jarrus one, especially in Clone Wars animation, and other stuff like Luminar, what happened to her, maybe even Quinlan Voss, say. I think that would be really, really good to see. Eth Koff as well, we know he survived Order 66, that would be great to see. So, with that being said, that is my 10 early Bad Batch predictions. Let me know what you thought, let me know some predictions you have in the comments down below whilst you're down there. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for 1,600. Let's get to 1,700 really quickly, because the next milestone is 2,000, and obviously that's the next step to get there. I would also appreciate it if you leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it whilst you are down there. And yeah, thank you for watching, and in a bit.